Electricity's been out all day, and I tried to start a show this morning. But what happened was the power went out all over the islands over here, everywhere, and it was out all day, and it just came on about a half hour ago. So that was it. So I had the generator going all damn day. And lucky for me on that one. So we've had that thing running because I couldn't start it this morning. I had a guy look at it. We just fooled around with it. We got it going, but it's on all day. Went out and bought more gas in case the outage was going to be on all night. It affected my internet too because the internet services were affected too for the internet that we use. So we weren't able to do anything. Didn't even do anything at all because the power was out all goddamn day. We're talking about island wide, all the Bantayan islands that are attached to Bantayan. All of them were. Nobody had electricity. I mean, nobody. But luckily, unfortunately, of course, I had the generator, so that worked out really well. But I'll tell you what, it makes you. That's why I can never live off the grid. That's for sure. And it really makes you feel vulnerable. I mean, let's face it, we depend on our TV, we depend on the internet. That's our new contemporary form of communication throughout the world. And if we lost that, boy, I think we'd all be lost. Let's face the fact. That's just a reality. Chats and stuff like that on whose show. I don't know where Allo and Fazio get off, but I'm not in competition with anybody on here. I don't care how much anybody makes on their show. And if quite frankly, if you ever look at people's stats, they're not really making money. But yes, I did get 200. That's for real. I showed you the analytics on it. No, most people don't make much money on here. And that, years ago, people actually used to make considerably more money than they're going to make now. It's they're right to a point that it's almost not even worth it. But you make a super chat or two, whatever. You're just happy with that, and as I said, there's no competition on my show with that shit at all. That's so far from the truth that I'm not worried about how much somebody makes on their show. If you want me anyway, what I did want to discuss, I have a T-bone waiting for me, which is barbecued. That's an A1. Anyway, but I'll go on for a little bit here. I had pretty much decided that instead of, and I don't want to talk about all this funding and charities, all that shit. That it was 225. I counteract that train of thought. That when I do give out anything to the community, it's going to be 25 different individuals randomly. That's what it's going to be. I'm not going to say when this is. It's when I feel like doing it. It could be all the way up until a few days before Christmas. Whatever. It don't matter. I'm covered no matter what I get on donations on here or not. One way or the other. But yeah, I think that's probably a better way of doing that, where you just don't take care of one person, but you could help other people too. And I think that's probably a pretty good idea because there'll be 25 people you're helping instead of just one who could do a lot with 25K. I'm more than sure of that. But it's just going to benefit one person. So I kind of think I'm going to go in that direction, and I think I want to stick with that. But anyway, we're not on here to talk about charities and whatnot. I just thought I'd actually mention that. And I did try to do a show this morning, but as I said, right in the start of doing it, I had the power outage all freaking day. This is one of the longer ones that we've actually had out here. It's been pretty decent. The internet absolutely sucks here, of course. It always has. Unless I could get onto the other carrier, Globe, which is not offered in my tight little general area over here. So, yeah, yeah. And no, Barry's not out of jail. Okay, in case somebody thought. No. Guy from a distance who went to Brevis' show looked like Barry, wasn't Barry. Blow it up and you'll see it's not him. So just to save you the grief on that thing. But okay, we got no dialogue going here, so maybe it's a good time to get the fuck off. I got a T-bone baby waiting for me. I'm not sure what the hell I'm having with that. I could talk a few more minutes. I'm not sure what the hell I'm having with that. I'd have to take out a vegetable or something. Yeah, we've been pumping out a lot of shows, And I'm not counting. I may have one show a day, no show a day, and 5 shows in another day, but I'm not keeping score, and I'm not counting how many shows I do. If I have something reasonable to talk about, we'll do that. But on my last show, one of the shows I had on 2 shows back, I actually got rid of a few people that I added on here because they were being an asshole. And I'll go back to blocking people again. I don't really care. It's not a big deal for me here. I understand that. Not a big deal at all. We love getting super chats here, of course, but we're not dependent on super chats. Super chats, as we used to call it, super chats. You could say SUPA, whatever. We're not dependent on that. Okay, it's nice to see a little colors on here, that's for sure, but there's nobody obligated to send me anything on here, and I'm not surviving, and how anybody could anyway survive on super chats and AdSense. It's really not very profitable. It's really not. Jeff Hart, what's up, Jeff? It's not profitable. It helps, but it's really not very profitable. You have to be running a really big show. There's people with 1 million subscribers that maybe don't make shit on YouTube. It's all depends. Then I heard them saying, "Alan Frank's show is boring. What content did I have? I don't have great content." And I really don't know what he's talking about. Really, I mean, I could give you an example. Somebody banging a pot and just talking a bunch of senseless shit. I could give you another one. A fucking guy in Kentucky fatter than the fucking Allegheny Mountains, who just sits there on his fucking fat ass and doesn't have anything intellectual or anything intelligent to regurgitate out of that big fat mouth of his. And he says I don't have content. Jesus Christ. I couldn't even remember the content I put out on here over the years. It's been very informative. I think everything from health to world issues to phenom, science, you name it, personal thoughts. So that shit coming from Aloe, which is a lot of bullshit. That's exactly what it is. And they're really upset that anybody makes money on here. I guess it really got to them, and I was starting to get a little super chat on here. It was really bothering these people. It was bothering Aloe. It was bothering Fazio. Oh fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Oh, Frank didn't make much. Hey man, I don't care how much I make. It's the thought of somebody just giving to my show. That's all it is. I know I'm not going to get rich by AdSense and super chats on my channel. I already know that. That's common sense with me. I just don't have that kind of worldwide channel. I don't have that kind of element here. I'm not, that idiot in on Wood Island. What's his freaking name? It's not a big deal. Okay, Artemio, see that you don't ask, they give. I mean, that's what's nice. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. You lit up my screen, and I appreciate that. Thanks for showing up again here. Thank you very much. That's what I mean. If you really don't ask, you receive, and that's what the nice thing about it is here. And the only reason I mentioned the super chat at all is because they were making a big hoop-de-doo about this, and that super chat ain't worth it, and Frank ain't making that on his channel. Oh well, I do or I don't. I do or I don't. At least expected I get a super chat, and it's appreciated. But they made a big ado about this thing, and it's like my dick's bigger than yours or something. It's a fucking or a pissing contest or something. I am not concerned. I'm not concerned that I make a certain quota every time I come on my show. Okay, and I'm not in a contest with anyone on here. I straighten that out again. I'm not. It may piss people off that I get super chats, but that's their personal problem. I'm not in competition with anybody because I would definitely lose. That's for sure. Okay, you done with him? Yeah. Okay, I'm doing a show right now. I'll call you back. Bye. Okay. Talk to you a little bit. You want to disguise his voice on here? I'm not telling you who I was talking to. That Gilda was talking to. The mystery. The mystery. And Otimio comes true again. Comes through again. Guys, really, come on now. It's not how big your dick is, it's what you can do with it. Where have you heard that? Okay. Well, there's a lot of truth to that too, but it's not the amount you make on your show. It's the amount that somebody's saying, "Hey, man, thought I'd send you some." Okay, Jeff says, "Eat a balut and make lots of loot. 25 if you eat a balut on live stream." I wouldn't even. I don't think I'd eat that for 100, to tell you the truth. I don't think I'd do that for 100. I just couldn't eat that. I don't know. I don't know. Not for any amount of money, really. Ask me something reasonable, maybe, but to me that ain't reasonable to eat balut. It's just disgusting, really. Oh God, man, I'm telling you. A lot of the tourists do that because they try. That's what they try to do on that's what they try to do out here. The tourists that come out here. I got to show off, and I want to be accepted as a local here. So, or I want to impress my girlfriend who happens to be Filipina. And I'm going to eat a balut to try to impress her. I'm not going to try to impress anybody. I don't. If I would not eat it without money, and I wouldn't eat it for money. Either way, that's not my gig. Shit, I got a fucking T-bone over here ready to eat. I mean, Jesus, we eat very well, but I'm not going to be having T-bones. Besides, it's not very healthy anyway. I'm not going to be eating T-bones every night. We do what we can, and we're doing okay, and we're happy with that. And I'm kind of happy the way the channel's been going lately. And that's good encouragement for me. So when I get super chats, 100 and something, oh God, I don't have the exact figures, 100 and something subscribers this month alone. So that's a good sign of health for the channel, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. And that kind of shit combined gives me the momentum to stay online and continue when I'm going in seemingly what is a positive direction on my show here. So under that thought that, we'll continue to march on as long as I'm getting more subs, and I'm not buying them. If I was buying them, I'd buy a lot of 500 or so. I got maybe 100 something subscribers this whole month, and if I was buying them, you could probably buy small lots, I would imagine, but I'm not buying no subs. And that was happening gradually over the past 28 days, by the way. So we're not buying those subs. We got some real ones. I've seen their names on my analytic thing. I know who's a new subscriber or not to my show because it shows out and it works out pretty much true. So in case anybody's actually wondering about that, then don't worry anymore, really. None of you are concerned anyway, as far as that goes. But yeah, Fazio's been throwing mud pies like crazy. He's the Chihuahua that's trying to impress the Mastiff. And he's been kissing Al's ass and virtually sucking his dick, as he usually does. It was too embarrassing to even listen to half of that shit that was on. Yeah. But just that's a bunch of bullshit. And I just let that pass. It's typical Fazio. And by the way, he will fall off that ladder, by the way. And I'm not going to tell you what. Well, I could tell you how that ladder he put together? I was talking to somebody who saw his videos, who's at the carpentry. Oh, thanks, Jeff, for the appreciate that. Appreciate that. Another light up on screen here, $2 from Jeff Hart. Because the way he constructed that ladder, the guy was looking at the video. He said it's guaranteed, the weight of his body and everything else, and it's not even like he has real dogs on there. He's got this thing clipped off, and he'll fall. He'll fall. Yeah, he'll fall. It'll be his own fault, Call it karma or call it just a bad carpenter. He's not a good carpenter at all. I've seen whatever he's done on that show through the years. He has no fucking clue what he's doing. He has no clue whatsoever. Here's like a dining room here. Let me see. Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's been a long day today. No internet, no TV. I'll tell you, that takes its toll. I did get some data on my phone. I was able to navigate just a little bit anyway on here. Okay, let me see what I got here. I'm just going to have to steak alone, I guess. Just that. I don't know if I have anything to go with, to be honest with you. I'm trying to avoid some of the starch. Hold on a second here. I relocated into the dining room. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to have the steak here. And she's out there doing some barbecuing of fish. Some fish. So let's see here. So people don't believe me what I'm eating. Yeah, we got a T-bone here. That's called a T-bone. And whatever brand I got out here in the Philippines is actually pretty good. over your barbecue. And I got this A1 on it. So that's a T-bone. I'm going to attempt to eat it. Make sure it's cooked enough inside, so on and so forth. Let's see. God, I just need better knives around here. I'm going to tell you that right now. Better knives. Because I really don't. This is proper. It's a little red, but it's okay. It's perfect. Yeah, that's not too bad. So, Artemio, what's happening in Jeff Hart? What's happening in your life? Said I had a pretty boring day today because everything was off and I had to use the generator. And that was off all day. It goes to show you how much we humans are dependent on the internet and all the modern technology that we got bestowed upon us, that we just TV, whatever, we just can't seem to live without. And that becomes proof when your electricity is out for a while. It gets frustrating. You can't call out, you can't do diddly squiddly without the internet, without this and that. Certainly without electricity, but as I said, we got the generator that handled at least that part of the problem. It's an old gal, the generator. Yeah. Go to Delaware Beach for a day. How's that over there? Delaware, I mean near Washington, Delaware, yeah. Never actually been down to Delaware. I'll take your word, they have any good beaches. It might be getting a little cool this time of year. Let's see, it's still August. No, you're still probably getting some heat. You're probably still hot out. Is trying to cut this meat. Yeah. You grab at least one piece of this puppy. I'm not. It's a little more red than I'd like to eat, but it's probably okay. Tastes pretty good. It's called Rehoboth Beach, where Joe Biden has his beach house. Really? So I'm gathering it's probably an expensive community. Yeah, so I'm really not too familiar with that area. I've been down the coast all the way to Florida, of course, but I never explored in between. Oh boy, not too bad. Not too bad. Just getting the right knives around here would be nice. All right, give me a little more sauce. What this is? It's A1 marinade sauce, Texas mesquite. Texas mesquite. Jeff Hart says not really, but if he is there, lots of security. He was there last week. Oh, yeah, imagine he would have security. Some people like him, some people don't like him. I don't care either way. I was just glad to have, I don't know, he might be a Trump person, I'm not, but I was just glad to have Trump out of office. I was hoping at the time that, Biden would be the answer we needed for U.S., but yeah, Jeff says not really, but there are lots of security. Yeah, I'm not very political, but I realize that Joe Biden ain't doing a hell of a lot himself. And I actually think qualification that you have to be at least 35 years old, but I really think they should set limits on age on being a president. I do believe that. You're intrigued with Kennedy, but media seems to smear. Of course they're going to go against the Kennedys. They always were. Kennedys were the best family. I think he was the best president. It was a shame what happened. But the Kennedys were always doomed. There's a lot of people who had it out for the Kennedys. I like the Kennedys. The whole family. They're human. They made mistakes too. To maybe say that they were never crooked, well, I don't know. I just don't know any politicians that are, I don't know, not cutting corners or something somewhere, That's why they all got money. Understand that. Being in politics is a stressful job. And you wonder, why does anybody want to be in politics? Do they really want to help the country? Or do they want to help themselves? It's money, your money, say as a taxpayer. What's their real goal? I don't know. I'd never want to become a politician. They don't live very long. And out here in the Philippines, what's the half-life of a Filipino in some kind of governmental office? Somebody don't like you out here, they just remove you. How many mayors have died from different towns? I've heard for years. Other politicians out here. Pretty scary shit. You want to be a politician in the Philippines? I don't know. Man, I say that. Media does not like his opinion. COVID lockdowns and vaccines. I can't say I'm really happy the way America handled everything. A little bit too late the way they went into it. Starting off with Trump, though, when he was saying that nobody's going to die from this virus and all that crap, and he made a fool of himself on that. Like it was not a big thing, and so he didn't lead people into the proper preparation for this, really. Then he contracted it himself, wasn't bad. But he's telling people to go around and inject themselves with fucking pesticides, or Mr. Clean or something. Come on, guy. I mean, geez, come on. And you want that kind of person back in office, crying like a baby over the elections, saying it was fixed. We ran the numbers. They did everything they needed to do. And what more can you say? Jeez, guys. What more can you say? So I'm just chowing down on this T-bone here. As I said, I tried to do a show this morning, but right in the middle of some part of it, boom, I just faded out. I wasn't able to get back on and explain. I don't think I did. I don't know. I tried to upload on my phone something. It would take like 5 hours to upload. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, we got our screen lit up a little bit here. It helps me digest my food a little bit better here. Mm-hmm. It does. What do you do for a living, Jeff, if I might ask? America needs to move on from Biden and Trump. You're retired. No, I've gathered. I just meant, everybody asks all the time, so what do you do? I love when people always ask me that. And I give the answer like, what do I do about what? I really did that. It's a typical social atmosphere. That's exactly what they ask you. So what do you do? And they try to measure you up. I'm talking. I mean, isn't that what it really is? Can you do me a favor? Run this in the micro for 2 minutes. All right. Yeah, it's a little bit too red for me. When I eat meat, I don't want to eat it bloody like I just fucking killed the animal, That's not what I like. Medium rare at best or fully cooked. Because I don't trust a lot of food. They got to be well cooked. Okay, so we're just kind of kicking back and we're eating here. And I'm not going to particularly talk about anything they're going crazy about who's making super chat and who's not, and whether it matters or not. And it's not all that it's Trump, all that it's trumped up to be, and all that nonsense. I just don't think you should just try living off your income from being on a channel. You have to live off your super chat and your AdSense. I don't know. I just don't think that's a good thing. If you're trying to cut corners that tight that you are actually depending on what you make on your show. So this is in reference to what I've heard of Owl and Quantio and whatever talking this morning. I caught a little bit of the show, enough to hear what I needed to hear. Then I went on to another business. I had a little bit of time on my data on the phone. I listened to it on there. That was it. Used up the data. That was it. I heard what I needed to hear. The same old rhetoric, same old bullshit. How do we attack this guy? How do we go about it and all that? Who's coming to Van Tyen and all this bullshit. All this fucking bullshit. People get butt hurt on here, I'll tell you that. They really do. But if I want to hear lies, if I want to hear nonsense, that'll be benefit. Have you ever watched a regular guy, Scotty Book? No, I might have seen him once, and I don't remember what he looks like. I know the name, and they've been talking about him. You want to check the meat? I don't know. I think I seen him once, and that was a couple of weeks ago, I think. I really haven't been too much surfing on here. I don't even go to the copycat channel. I used to go there. Okay, what do they got today? I don't even go there anymore. I don't even know if it's there. I'll assume that it's there. I have not gone to that channel. I mean, in all honesty, I have not gone to that channel. It's the same shit over and over again. I know what I put on my show. I don't have to look at their show to see what I put on. Although sometimes they do some graphics and different shit on there too. And I don't know who the next victim. I think I pretty much figured out in my mind who the expat trash channel is. My opinion. That's just I think it's Andy Omar. That's right. Because Andy Omar has suddenly become more active, and he's doing a planned show with Aloe. And he doesn't talk. The guy who does the expat trash show doesn't put Aloe on the list. It should be next to the top of the list. So I think it could be Andy. I'm just wild guessing here. but I think it could be Andy Omar. It's his style, and Andy is could be pretty good at that. Well, Andy is well structured, shall I say, on a computer. He has the capability of doing that. I'm sure of it. JLB maybe, but I'm still going to put Andy Omar's hat in the ring on that. Boy, I've been hearing a lot of shit about AI, and it's a big concern for your future. Some articles I read, it was a health-related show I was listening to. He did talk about that, how AI is taking over everything. This is going to be the demise of the country, the world, actually. AI is not a good thing. I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't think AI is a good thing. I always said that our technology is going to get the best of us. I mean, they're already, you want to talk about technology already. How many years now in supermarkets and stores, they're not hiring any more cashiers. They're encouraging people to use their convenient automatic checkout counters, So and that's been going on quite a while. So people lost their jobs as a result of that. I mean, all the hard-ons on here, AI technology gets that good. Well, they still have those virtual reality shit going on, right? Remember those? I guess they still do that. Those goggles you wear, virtual reality. Sexbet Hunter says there's nothing AI about the ETP channel. It's just text to speech with an avatar that's been around. The thing they did to me on that one show, text to speech. It was my tone of voice and everything. It sounded like me, but what was coming out of the mouth was not what I was saying. Same shit. Well, I'm pretty clever too. Say Alo's very clever. Don't underestimate it. I don't underestimate his hate. I don't underestimate his sanity or lack of at all. We got quite a few characters on YouTube, and I don't know. In their life outside of YouTube, they must put on a good facade of who they really are. But then they get on social media, the true self just shows out. I'm Yeah, he claims to have a wife. You never hear in the background. You remember how many times I said on my show, this could apply to Roberto and other people too. I'll bet you their wives are not around when they're doing these shows. They're working or out of the house, or he's in his man cave or something. And they're doing these shows away from the wife because, quite honestly, some of the shit they talk about, I would certainly imagine that if the wife ever heard them talking like that, they would question his sanity. They would probably give him a lash. Why are you saying hateful things and threatening people's lives? Is this the man I married? Because you sure don't sound like it. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah, I know. He's more out than he's home. Interesting. I don't know. Can cats use this bone? I don't know. I don't know if cats could eat a T-bone. I don't know. Cat one of those napkins. Napkin. Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't much going on today. It's just, a lot of hullabaloo about Super Chat, and on about not worth it. And then again, he's never been. Faggio's making all his claims of the thousands and thousands of dollars he made in the past over his dollar bill videos. Boy, I mean, he was kissing Al's ass even more than usual. The best comparison, like I said, is like the little toy poodle or chihuahua hanging around with a big bruiser type of dog, like a Doberman or something. In his eyes, for protection. I can say anything I want on here because I got Aloe protecting me. See what Aloe doesn't realize, or maybe he does, is that Fazio is the biggest mouth on here. He don't keep no secrets. He won't take no secrets. Not at all. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Seriously. Fazio just wants to be in what he thinks is the big boys. The inner circle. So he'll kiss ass all day long. All day long. If it benefits him somehow. But Fazio kind of lives with the, his position is, I'll get even with you. I'll get even with you. That's what he's living for. He didn't like the way things turned out in the past. The NBI, run by Ricky. He didn't like it when Daisy left him. So he's pretty wound up. No, nobody on here has met Alan. Because he's a coward. That's why. not afraid to say, fucking coward. And he admitted it. He says he likes to let people do his dirty work. But now we're getting into the politics of the trolls on here, and I'm trying to steer away from that. Yeah. I'm trying to maybe recap a couple things today. Yallo and Fazio and Allo and Philly in the Philippines connection is strange, isn't it? Since Battaglia says if someone really truly wanted to put in a little effort, it wouldn't be hard to find out. You get a hacker. They do exist. Someone really entwined in that technology that could find out anything you want. Just that I'm not particularly willing to put that kind of money into something. I usually find that on my own with most people, but I'm not saying I never had the aid of anybody. But I really think, no, girls, you're not getting nothing. Why she got the black on her nose here now? Is she getting something there too, or is it dirty? I don't know. Boy, I tell you, I don't know what I did last time that made her situation a little bit less. I don't know. But we did get a couple of donations here, and we appreciate that. Someone kept on saying to me, no, Gary, it couldn't have been Gary the other day that gave me $50. I didn't hit on the button there to see who it was. Did anybody check that out? Because Gary hates my guts. Yeah, who cares about Al? He doesn't pay Frank's bills. That's true. But whether or not, and Fozzie was all freaked out that I made $50 from anyone. Nevertheless, Gary. Was it the real Gary from the Philippines experience, or was it not? I don't know. I didn't really check it out. I really didn't. Because Gary, believe me, if it was him, he was just trying to make a statement. And we don't know if that's the real Aloe in here. Don't matter, but anybody with that name. Yeah, Aloe laughs a lot, but he just realizes that he's not as successful as he tries to be in relation to everything from his show. How many times in history has the show been taken off? Quite a bit. If he was a brave bastard, he would meet people in person. If he didn't like them, tell them to his face instead of trying to encourage other people to do all this dirty work. That's a coward, man. It's just a fucking coward. Yeah. Aloe never chatted in those two streams. Then out of the blue, hey, it's Aloe de Winter in the chat. Right. Gotcha. You're right. But, yeah, Aloe's a sick man, obviously so. But if he thinks he could trust Fazio, that's even funnier. Nobody could trust Fazio as far as you could throw the man. And by the way, I still don't believe that he's on a full diet. Maybe he's on a diet, but I don't believe that he hasn't eaten all this time. I will not buy that story. I still don't. I go with my gut instinct, eh? And he's pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. There's no way he could last 10 days. And when he said he's going to go 100 days, I laugh even harder because, along with his statement that, I don't need food. Like I said before, well, we don't need air either. We don't need oxygen to breathe, right? I find that even as much of a fool as this guy is, I find it very hard that he would make such a lame statements like that. That's as lame as you can get, really. Oh, I don't need food to survive. No, you're special. You're extra special sauce. That's what you are. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, Jeff. And his asshole has probably been violated so many fucking times. I think for real. Okay, I am at the kitchen table, and eventually they're going to have their dinner. I ate before that. So I don't want to talk politics in front of the kids. That's just the way it is. I have to show a little respect. I don't like doing little dissertations in front of the kids here. Some people do that shit, but I don't really like to do that. Very pungent, though. This meat is... It does have a smell. Oh, I know what I'm smelling. I'm smelling the fish that was just put on the table. Well, Aloe is an intelligent person, but he's got some pretty extreme mental issues, that's for sure. And I don't even know if he even has any Filipino with him at all. Which is he? German? Swiss? I mean, what is he? I mean, what actually is he? Yeah, and this is a T-bone. You see what's left of it here. Throw that out to the cats if they could gnarl around that or something, whatever they want to do. Yeah, you gotta have a good steak once in a while. One thing I just really need to avoid is, so much potato. I can't help it. I love potatoes. just about any form. Mash them, smash them, fry them, broil them, hash them, you name it. Bake them. Love potatoes, but potatoes don't love me. They don't love anybody, actually, with all the starch and carbohydrates in there. Sometimes you got to say no. Sometimes you got to say no. But then I'll say no, but then I have to. Candy that was brought over here from Pakistan, Istanbul, got this delicacies that were brought over here. I have one every now and then. Very expensive that my girlfriend's daughter, her boyfriend, gave to her to give to us.
No, that one's for us.
Huh?
That one's for us.
That was for us. For you and me. It wasn't for the kids. Yeah. Hard to find a good steak. Oh, it's so hard, man, to find a good steak in the Philippines. It just tastes like shit. And even if you want to go for the fast food, McDonald's hamburgers out here, man. How about some more thumbs up, folks? McDonald's hamburgers here don't even. I don't know what they're made of, but they certainly don't taste like the. They certainly don't taste like the beef I've had in Hawaii and Seattle and places I've lived in America. It just doesn't taste like that at all. I don't know what it's made of. I have no clue. It just doesn't do my salivary glands very well. It really doesn't. It's just too bland or something. It might be soy protein or something in there. German restaurant, yeah. Funny thing is, I was living in Washington State, up in the mountains, up in Leavenworth, actually. During the winter, it started to snow. We took a ride out there. We went to a German restaurant. I wanted to have the German sausage with the sauerkraut. And I was just shocked. I couldn't even eat it. It tasted terrible. And their sauerkraut, supposed to be a German place. It tasted horrible. I couldn't eat it. Here, take my sauerkraut. And the sausage, I don't know what the fuck it was. It just didn't taste good. It just didn't. You gotta find the right place, I guess. I guess I didn't go to the right place, but a lot of people went there. It's a nice restaurant. It wasn't a dump or anything, And they had the whole village looking like German, Swiss chalets. The whole town was decorated to be touristy because, it represented Switzerland, because you were indeed up in the mountains. And if it was during the winter, you would see snow in the mountains. You might see some snow coming down on the road. It was charming. It was quaint, and a lot of people go there during Christmas season. It's all lit up. It's just all lit up. It's a very nice place to go. If you want to go for a ride and you're in Washington State, go into Leavenworth town. I've been there several times, and it's just, it's just kind of, you got to understand it. It's touristy, and you're going there because it's touristy, and you're going to expect that. Expect to be underwhelmed. But in this case, it worked pretty well because the town, if you just woke up, you'd think that you were in Switzerland somewhere because it really had that feel. The architecture of the stores and the shops around there. There was the snow coming down a little bit. It was very pretty. It was really nice, really nice. But I'll tell you, the roads getting up there to Leavenworth, there's some pretty treacherous roads that are rivers, raging rivers, and you want to slide off the road. Washington State is a beautiful place, man. I got to tell you that. I've been in places that would blow you away. So beautiful with waterfalls and really kind of raging rivers, really whitewater rivers, man. And just incredible, man. When these rivers seem to go into a cave, they fall down into an abyss. I've seen some pretty beautiful stuff. I still won't get more than 4 thumbs up on here. That's amazing. But we did get some super chat. Made about, 27 bucks or something? Super chat. That Fazio, I made a little super chat, Fazio. Take your blood pressure medication. And that's another reason. This guy is playing with the devil, man. I'm telling you. I don't mean Aloe. Damn. His age and health, he shouldn't be fasting like that. But hey. I don't have a problem with it. Let him. Maybe he'll fucking croak. I don't give a shit. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll do it live. You can only hope. No, I don't like him, and I got very good reason. Not very good reason. Between these two fucking chumps, oh, never mind. Fuck no. More aggravation than they're worth. But, I'm pretty gung-ho. Doesn't mean I stopped loving these people, if you know what I mean. I never said I stopped loving either one of them. Just figure out what I mean about that on your own. Okay, well, we did make a couple of donos. We want to thank you very much. Did try to do a show this morning, but we were at a disadvantage with a blackout that kept us all day without the electricity, other than my generator that came in very handy today. I will tell you that. Certainly did. So glad to have it. I want to upgrade eventually my generator. I'd like to get a Honda, but something I could depend on. A little bit more power. But the 3,500 watts we've got, I gotta tell you, it runs the air conditioner, refrigerator, runs the chef's freezer, fans, lights, TV, all that stuff. But you don't want to put, we did that once day, we shouldn't do it, even for a short period of time. Don't have the air conditioner running while you're using the microwave. Don't do that. That could fuck a lot of things up. Anyway, not too much excitement today, except the same buffoons were doing shows and planning their evil deeds and what they do what they do all the time. And they're really upset about anybody making super chat, to the point that they had to demean and denounce super chats. So Al was trying to say, and even Fazio trying to demean the value of super chats. Like, you're stupid if you have, what do you need, monetization for? Maybe because he was never able to get it. Maybe that's why. But you know how that works. You know these people well enough now, right? They're making fools of themselves constantly. That's fun to watch. That part is fun to watch. Hear the lies coming out of Alo's mouth and how he's making excuses for his channel that was taken down. But he said, no, that's not what it was. I talked to the administration and they put him up. Yeah, that's why he was going crazy making 4 or 5 channels. Because he knows, and I guess what? I had nothing to do with that. That's the crazy thing. He thought I had something to do with that. No, this time I had nothing to do with his channels being taken down. And I'd gladly say to you and take the credit that I did. But I did not take the channel down. Anyway. But however, somebody did mess with Popeyes because only his old stuff's on. So he got shit taken off. I imagine he probably got a couple of strikes. He's afraid to get another one. Roberto, all up in your geek. His shit's down, and so somebody was out there going strike out, long thorny, like a longhorn steer. Somebody was acting. Yeah, Ricky ain't doing too good. Yeah, I know. He's frustrated. He winds up in a cheap-ass apartment. Had to justify it by buying a bed. Hey, believe me, that was probably no special bed. It was probably some IKEA special piece of shit. Thin wood and very poorly constructed. More likely it was from IKEA. Then he's got to pay his bills to the girl that he's with and for family and all that shit. He's got Fazio's case above his head. He doesn't know how much he can spend on that. So, yes, somebody went on a channel strike rampage. I'm not sure who that was. Just me and the chickens here. Nobody here. There's chickens. I didn't do that. I'm not taking responsibility on that. Somebody just didn't like these people. That's all it was. They think they're above everything, but they're not, obviously, because their channels are always taken down. Historically, all these people we're talking about are always getting their shows taken down. You have to go into a different name, blah, start from scratch. I don't know. Ricky needs to buy Barry brisket too. That's at least 2,000 pesos. I think those days of getting him brisket just might be over. Just might be over. Isn't that kind of cool? We don't have to talk about Barry all the time on here. He's becoming here a past tense, and he was such a big topic on here that we could actually ease things off, and knowing that he's safe and sound behind bars. And Ricky's been saying every week he's going to be out. I'm not sure, guys. How's he going to be out? I mean, he's got too much against him. I don't think he could raise bail in regards to the cybercrime cases. That's 48,000 pesos per shot, 5 shots. So I'm not sure how that's even possible. I really don't know. But look, hey, I got this open mind. Even about Barry's situation, maybe they paid officials off or something. I don't know. If there's anything they could do. Everything is up in the air. I'm talking out of the box. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Okay? I have an open mind about anything. You could see him on the street sometime. You never know. Philippine and Thai genre becoming the Game of Thrones. Yeah, it kind of seems that way. It really does. But it's just these are like grown-ass men doing this shit. That's what amazes me. Grown-ass men. Damn. Okay, so we want to give our thanks to Jeff Hart, who donated, and of course, I never get his name right. Atamio, who gave 1,250 pesos, which is equivalent to 20 something dollars, plus Jeff Hart gave $2. And I don't know if there's any other takers on here. Hold on a minute, I gotta throw this bone out to the cats. They'll gnaw around. I'm not sure they could eat a beef bone like this, but oh well. Better go to my garbage and collecting flies. Hold on a minute. Better go to my garbage and you know. Well, these cats are pretty picky and choosy, I must say. My dogs ate their meal, but they're still gonna hang around the table. They're always looking for more scraps, but that's dogs are like that. And they're really spoiled dogs, but I love spoiling them. But I don't overfeed them. I don't do. I've seen people with dogs and cats that look like somebody filled them up with an air pressure, a balloon or something, with a pump. So goddamn obese. But I think we're going to end this show here, folks. The night must move on. And I want to thank you again, although it pisses people off, but I want to thank you for the donations. Appreciate that a lot. Wish my screen would light up like a Christmas tree, but you know what? Anything is appreciated and is taken as such. Thank you, Jeff. Very, 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 very much. And let's see, Sexpat Hunter's on here. Let's see, I just want to recognize the people that are on my show. Of course, Optimio, who sent 1,250 pesos. Optimio, Jeff Hart. Who else we had on here tonight? We got White Horse, Sexpat Hunter also on here on my show tonight. I hope I'm not. And we got Trevor, not to mention Trevor, and Jason Bowhead Silverman. Can't forget him. So yeah, we got a good list of people on here tonight. Give yourself a round of applause for finding the right show to come on. Or maybe the only show that's live, perhaps, but hey, you still made it here, and you gave with your heart. Can't ask anything more than that, guys. I just really, really can't. Okay, guys, I'm here because you're there. Catch you on the next show. Thank you very, very much. Very much.